Hello, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be looking into color coding. So right here, I've got the asset library open. You can see all of these colors here. What does that mean? Well, each asset type I've categorized into a color. Now, this just makes things a lot easier. Let's jump into this 9-second scene. As we can see here, the second number here tells us how long it is. We'll come into here and you can see all of these layers. There's quite a lot of layers and they're all different. Or they've kind of been segmented and put together. Now, if all of these layers were the same color, it would just be very overwhelming, and it would be difficult to say, okay, well, I want to put text in here, I want to put media, let's say I want to put an icon, here. It's very difficult if that's not color coded. When it's color coded, we can see, okay, yellow, that tells us it's media. If it's orange here, that tells us it's icon picture in picture, which is here. And it just makes it a lot easier just to stay organized. We've got two blues here, which happens to be text, and then we've got a few purples, which are the themes. So this probably is more applicable to the custom scenes. I'll just open up one scene here, just so you can see how that kind of works. You can see you've got kind of like this framework which I've created. We've got these various place markers appearing. It looks kind of weird, but basically what this means is that we can jump into here if you want the real bare bones flexible version, just to create something pretty much from scratch, but with your own assets, for example. This is really ideal because then you've just got the bare bones movement. You can say, okay, well, the text is here. You can use the elements, of course, that come in the library, but you might say, well, okay, so we've got this blue place marker here. That's text. It comes in, it moves up, it goes out of focus into focus. What we'll do is we'll say, okay, well, I want letter preset. I want the lettercopter, for example. I'll click on the blue placeholder. I'll hold down Alt. I'll just drag it down, and there we've got it. Okay, you've got the text there, and then the text comes in. Of course, later on you can play around with the sizing. If you tap S, you can increase the size and do what you need to do. But essentially, by Alt and dragging, you're taking on the properties. Okay, along with, of course, if there are any separate animations within that asset. As you can see here, this is just the what's called the copter, or what I've named the copter, and then that leaves us to say, okay, well, at this point, I'll just write in my message, type in your message there, and then we'll replay it, and we can go back into our scene, and then we've got the beginnings of a completely custom scene which is unique to us. Okay, that's basically how it works in a nutshell. As always, if you have any questions, what you can do is go over to VideoHive and fire me a question there. If I get the same question over and over again, I'll make a video. But I've really tried to develop this template so it's really quite intuitive. Hence the reason I really want to be able to keep these videos short. Now, just one more thing with the color coding. What you'll also notice is this scene here, this custom scene, is scene number 12. So what we can do is we can come into our, let's close this. We can come into the complete scenes. We'll close that down. Complete scenes. We'll come into scene number 12. Open that up. We'll close down the comps there. There are no documents in this scene, and we'll open this up. And what you'll see is that this is the ready-made scene, which the basic custom scene is based on. So the way that the placeholders are moving is exactly the same as how the assets are moving in here. You can see that text comes in rapidly from the right, and then it moves up. And you can see exactly the same thing is happening here. The reason we don't see it coming in from the right is because it's actually a delayed text effect. So that's how that works in a nutshell. You can see it in other examples as well. What we'll do here is I'll actually go to scene 1. It's a very basic scene. We'll open that up. We've got this very basic scene here. Excuse the slowness of the computer. and we'll come up there. So that's basically, we've got the main headline there, and then we've got a text block to the left. If we come down to the custom scenes, we'll come down to scene, it's a 3 second. Scene 1, they're actually categorized into the length here. And we'll see that, okay, well, exactly the same thing is happening. We've got the blue text, the blue placeholder there in the middle, which represents the text, and then we've got these two media placeholders as well. When you want to add in your media placeholder, you don't have to use the exact same thing as I've used here. Of course, you can use whatever you wish to use. For example, here I've used a text block, an animated text block, but in here you can use anything you want. You just dive into the asset library. We'll come to media, and then you can come to line numbers. In fact, we'll use the you can use a pie chart, for example. Okay, we'll come to pie chart. We'll select the media here. In fact, I've selected all of those. Control A, tapped M to close them down, and we'll come forward here. We can actually see which one this is by it's populated there. But if you're not sure, just hide and then reappear. So we're going to change that one. Pie chart, I'm going to hold down Alt, drag it down, and then we've got our pie chart here, and then there. It's as simple as that, really. In fact, this might be better if we do it with the other one. Hold down Alt, bring it down. And remember, you don't need to use, if you are using the custom scenes here, I think that the strength in this is about the flexibility. So I encourage you to use your own elements if you have some which are really unique to your brand and can't be used by anyone else. I encourage you to use your own elements because that's where the power comes in. It means you don't have to mess around designing or animating the position of all the elements because they're already there. You've got the text in the middle here, so you can put across your message, and then you can just freely select which assets you want to use. And have a ready-made explainer video for your business. So I hope that was helpful. It went on for a bit longer than I hoped. Any questions, you can ask them at VideoHive, and I might see you in the next video.